Good morning. It's great to see everyone. Thank you very much for joining us, and welcome to Cupertino.
Good morning. These are exciting times. It was just 3 months ago that at WWDC we first unveiled iOS 7, and we couldn't be more thrilled with the response. And now soon, we're going to witness an event really almost unprecedented in our industry, when virtually overnight, hundreds of millions of people download iOS 7 and begin a fantastic new experience with their devices. Now, the voices aren't the only place where the sound in iOS 7 is improved. When you receive a call, you may hear something like this. Or this. Or this. Now, you may miss a call due to your dancing, but it's okay. We still have voicemail, so it's all good. And we've improved the system alert sounds as well. You have lots of options like this, or this, or my favorite. It's kind of cool. In addition to these and many others, we have all the old classics as well, but remastered to sound better than ever before. But what's really great is you can really create a station that expresses your own taste. So if you're like me, you're going to tap on the search field and type R-U-S-H for the awesome Canadian rock trio Rush and get a thorough dose of awesome right on your featured stations list. 7, of course, is more than I can show you right here. There are over 200 features. And it doesn't stop there, because our developer community has been hugely inspired by iOS 7, and we're seeing great new designs coming in for apps like OpenTable, Evernote, Zillow, NBC, and so many more. You'll see many more coming in the App Store and in the time to come. As always, iOS 7 will be available, unbelievably, for free, starting on September 18th. It's available for iPhone 4 and later, the iPad 2 and later, the iPad mini, and the 5th generation iPod Touch.
My work is a really key advantage for a customer's productivity, and that iPhoto and iMovie are great for our customers' creativity. So today, we're announcing that we're making all 5 of these industry-leading apps free. They're free with any new iOS device. We think our customers are going to believe this is incredible. It'll be great for their productivity and creativity. So when you're setting up your new iOS device, iOS 7 will present you with this screen. And with one touch, boom, all 5 of these apps are downloaded for you, and some additional ones. We think our customers are going to love this. This is for any new iPad or for any new iPhone or 5th generation iPod Touch. Now I'd like to talk about iPhone. A couple of you may have been expecting this. Now, in the past, when we've announced a new iPhone, we've lowered the price of the current iPhone, making it even more accessible to more people. But this year, we're not going to do that. That this year, we're going to replace the iPhone 5. And we're going to replace it with not 1, but 2 new designs.
And the first one is called iPhone 5C. A few of you might have seen some shots on the web. You've seen it. And that's cool, because everyone's really excited about this. And so are we. But you haven't really seen it before. The entire back and sides are made from a single part. And the front is one glass multi-touch surface. And the experience just doesn't stop with the phone design and the software. The team has created a really cool line of custom cases specifically for the iPhone 5C. They're made of a soft feel silicone rubber, they're microfiber lined, and they've designed areas like around the camera and flash where the color of the iPhone shines through. In fact, as we look down, you're going to see these cool circular cutout patterns. So you get this amazing combination of color between the iPhone 5C and its case. It's absolutely beautiful. It's made of a hard-coated polycarbonate material. It's built with a new construction method that uses a steel-reinforced structure. It provides incredible rigidity. It also serves a dual purpose as part of the antenna system, so it's really smart. It surrounds a beautiful 4-inch Retina display. Inside, it's powered by an Apple-designed A6 chip. It has the world's most popular camera, the 8-megapixel iSight camera. On the front side, it's got a brand new FaceTime HD camera that's even better in low-light scenarios. The iPhone 5C supports more network bands than any phone we've made yet. It runs iOS 7. It starts with a large 16-gigabyte configuration at a price of just $99.
That's the iPhone 5C. It's the vivid realization of hardware and software together in one device.
The second is called iPhone 5S. The 5S is the most forward-thinking phone we've ever created. In fact, perhaps the most forward-thinking phone anyone has ever made. It comes in 3 metal finishes: silver, gold, and a new space gray. It starts with a brand new system on a chip from Apple called A7. A7 is 64-bit. This is the first ever in a phone of any kind. I don't think the other guys are even talking about it yet. It has a lot of great technology in it. The number that just stands out above all else, it has over 1 billion transistors in it. The A7 is up to twice as fast as the previous generation, and it's up to twice as fast at graphics tasks as well. CPU performance from the first iPhone to now the new iPhone 5S, and it's even more with graphics. It's increased 56 times since the original iPhone. Again, half of that coming today with the new iPhone 5S. It runs OpenGL ES version 3.0.
Now, typically, converting software to 64-bit is a lengthy, painstaking process. But with Apple's excellent tools, it took you how long, Jeremy?
2 hours.
2 hours by himself.
But that's not the end of the story in the architecture. There's more to it. We have a completely new part in the iPhone. We call it M7. It works alongside A7. It is a motion coprocessor. It takes advantage of all these great sensors, and it continually measures the data coming from them without even having to wake up the A7 chip. The great team at Nike is creating a new application called Nike Plus Move. It's all about helping athletes stay motivated to be fit and active throughout their day. We're really happy to tell you the team has done a phenomenal job. They deliver battery life that's equal or greater than the iPhone 5 had. Second, the camera system. First, it starts with the hardware, a new camera system. We have a new 5-element Apple-designed lens that has a larger f2.2 aperture, lets more light onto the sensor. We have a new sensor as well that has a 15% larger active area. Now, our competitors would just pack more pixels on that, make them ever smaller and cram them closer together to get some stat on a spec sheet. That's not what we do. We know a secret. We know it's actually bigger pixels that make a better picture. And the pixels on this sensor are 1.5 microns in size, larger than the iPhone 5, and much larger than most competitive phones. They often have 1.0 or 1.1 micron size pixels. But with a bigger pixel, you let in more light, get a better dynamic range of color, and less noise in the image. When you launch the camera app, before you even take a picture, it's automatically setting white balance, getting the right colors for you. It's automatically setting the exposure level to get the right brightness level. For the first time, it's creating a dynamic local tone map around the image so it can get better highlights and shadows in the image. For the first time, it's doing autofocus, matrix metering with 15 focus zones. This is DSLR level stuff to get a sharper image. And then when you do take a picture, unbeknownst to you, it actually takes multiple photos. It instantly analyzes them in real time for which is the sharpest, and that's what you see on your screen. It is completely automatic, and much smarter and more capable than ever before. And it doesn't stop with that. It has a new flash as well. We call it the True Tone Flash. It actually has two LEDs, one a cooler white one and another a warmer amber one. And in real time, it analyzes the scene and can present a color flash of over 1,000 color variations to get the iPhone 5S in the same scene. You see much more natural skin tones. The wood table looks great. Here's another great feature of this camera system, a fun new burst mode. One more great camera feature I want to tell you about, slow-mo. So we have a video camera you can select in the camera app. We have a second one called a slow motion camera. You select that one, and then you can create scenes with slow motion, like this. The third feature is all about security. The most common way, of course, is to set up a passcode. This is something you do dozens of times a day to unlock and get access to your phone. Unfortunately, some people find that's too cumbersome and they don't set it up. In fact, in our research, about half of smartphone customers do not set up a passcode on their device. And they really, really should. That's why the team has worked so hard on a brand new technology to make this easy and fun to do. And it's called Touch ID. Touch ID uses a key you have with you everywhere you go, your finger. And more specifically, your fingerprint, which is unique to each of us. It's a touch capacitive sensor. It's super thin, 170 microns thin. It's just thicker than a human hair. Yet it's very high resolution, 500 pixels per inch. It scans through the outer layers of your epidermis right to the inner live layers to get a better image of your actual fingerprint. You can teach it about more than one finger if you want, maybe use it right-handed and left-handed. And no matter what orientation you use to train it, you can turn your finger and don't have to worry about it because you can read it any orientation. The home button still has a tactile switch just like before, so it works the way you're used to. But it also now includes the Touch ID sensor. Around it is the stainless steel detection ring. So the sensor knows when to read your fingerprint just by the fact that your finger's on the button. You don't even have to click it. To make iTunes purchases, which of course has a different passcode, but you can just use your same finger.
All fingerprint information is encrypted and stored inside the secure enclave in our new A7 chip. Here, it is locked away from everything else, accessible only by the Touch ID sensor. It's never available to other software, and it's never stored on Apple servers or backed up to iCloud.
It starts with a 16 gigabyte configuration at just $199, 32 gigabytes at $299, and a massive 64 gigabytes at $399. We're also going to keep a model of the iPhone 4S, an 8 gigabyte configuration in the line. Many carriers will be offering that for free with their 2-year contracts. Well, starting on Friday, September 13th, that's this Friday, you'll be able to order the iPhone 5C, pre-order it online. Then a week later, September 20th, you'll start to be able to purchase both the iPhone 5C and the iPhone 5S in the United States, Australia, Canada, China, France, Germany, Japan, Singapore, and the United Kingdom.
These iPhones are packed with remarkable technologies, but we've done that in a way that really matters to people, making things easier and better for our users. We don't just pack in feature after feature. Instead, we think deeply about what kind of experience we want to create and then create technologies that enable that experience. We've got the iPhone 5C and the iPhone 5S across the hall so you can get your hands right on it if you're in the media. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. See ya.